Hello, everyone. My name is Muhammad Azam Sami, and I am a very small student of an archaeology, which is actually my favorite subject ever. When I, first time entered into university. So let it be. Today, I am going to introduce very important place of Pakistan, which is called District Bahawalpur. Uh, as far as this land is concerned, this land, has been recognized with some of the, archaeological sites, some of the forts, some of the, palaces, some of the other, vernacular buildings. First of all, I would like to share some of the information related to the archaeology, which is simply called, Cholistan archaeology. In this land, we have very less information of about archaeology, as we know that only 2 to 3 people uh, they have worked on it. If we peep into past, we would have a good name like Dr. Orelstein, Orelstein. He came to Cholistan Desert in 1941 or 42, and his reports were published. And still, some of the people they make their base to know archaeology when they are studying that those reports. Then we have very big name like Dr. Muhammad Rafiq Mughal. uh, According to his survey, this land is very rich, and he, documented about more than 400 sites, archaeological sites, including some forts, including some, small sites, long sites, army sites, and he categorized these sites into 4 to 5 categories, such as Hakraware period, such as early Harappan, mature Harappan, late Harappan, and he also introduced some other terms like PGW, like painted graveyards. According to the survey of Dr. Rafiq Mughal, uh, Ganveri Wala, which is very important site, which is metropolitan site. This site is like the site of Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Dholavira, Rakhigarhi in India, Harappa, Mohenjo-daro in Pakistan, and this site is one of the most important ever sites of Indus Valley civilization. And if I say this site is the best source to know the ancient, agriculture, ancient trade, ancient, culture of the people. So this site is very important, mature Harappan site. Then some other sites like Saiwala Thed, Mammanwali Thed, and Azim Wali Ther and Kaliapara. These sites, if the archaeologists go to these sites, they would find, pottery, ceramics, some of the potsherds, very unique antiques, like coins, seals, all the material, shares some important points of Indus Valley civilization. If I say the Indus Valley civilization is nothing if we miss Cholistan archaeology. And again, I say this land is very important. If a person come and study and try to, carve out the archaeology, he would have very close to the, mysteries of Indus Valley civilization. Then we have some of very important, forts over here, like the Rawar Fort, like Mojgarh, Islamgarh, Phulra, Rukanpur, Marod Fort. These forts, shares the ancient, these forts share the ancient history, ancient architecture, ancient anthropology, ancient, sociology of the people. and some of the tribes like Meghwal and some others, they share very interesting incidents ever happened in this land. So, I suggest being an archaeologist, the student of archaeology, whenever you try to come to Pakistan, you should travel southern area of Pakistan, especially Bahawalpur and its archaeology. Actually, this Cholistan desert is existed in the Tehsil of Yazman, which is some 90 or 95 kilometer far away from the Bahawalpur city, and the roads are well, you can easily approach to the Cholistan desert. uh, Now I'm going to share some very precious culture of Bahawalpur. As we all know, this is Sraiki culture, this is Sraiki belt. Here we have very delicious foods like sohanjana, sangri, doli roti, and all, and some tukde, which is very uh, you can say very rare, and which cannot be observed in rest part of the world. And then we have the marriage ceremonies and some Jhumar like dance, like camels race, like Jeep Valley, and all these things add very important points based on Seraiki culture. Here I'm going to share very unique information that one institution called Islamic University of Bahawalpur, which is very important to promote the culture and heritage of this land, and all the faculty and good leadership of Vice Chancellor. Day by day, the things are clear, uh, and the archaeological consideration and approaches are try to be promote based on culture heritage of this land. So with no time, I observe with no time, this land should be highlighted in all over the world, and the scholar would come to see very precious culture of Bahawalpur. And lastly, being the student of an archaeology, I would suggest you to please visit Cholistan Desert. You would have very unique world. You would have very unique culture of all over the world, and I would also suggest you to come and see very innocent faces, innocent people of this land. And I hope with no time the archaeology of Cholistan Desert would be promoted in all over the world, and the people come to see this land, and the tourism would also be the best tool to promote this unique culture in the world. In my next video, I would also share some other important factors of Sraikistan or southern Punjab, based on heritage and archaeology. uh, Thank you so much.